Well, yeah, we are back. Part 2 of the race. There was a problem with the lobby. But yeah. Going back at it now. And yeah, Ritual, in the time we dashed, has taken the lead on restart and has charged away. There's position change. Look at that gas of smoke though. Well, gas of smoke. Pile of smoke, that's better. But yeah. Really at this stage, FNR requires just a lap down, biding his own thing. Well, yeah, let's now republicise the new stream, but yeah. And anyways, despite that, Sucharek has retired from the session. And now FNR Quires is a lone man. As I'll be honest with you, nothing's really happening as far. Oh yeah, let's be sensible. Lex has dropped. I want to say he's AI. No, he's on one lap. Old mediums, he's pitted again. So yeah, Ritual is going to win. Question is, who's going to take the podium spots? Because Ganame is in second. Let's change detail to penalties. He's got 9 seconds. That would actually put him into 4th. So yeah, that's going to be your main race here. Over who takes 4th. Yeah, yeah, Lex, fastest man on track, 1 minute 10.2. Is he going to try and go for P5? All he needs is within 3 seconds. But then he could also have a look at Crazy Rare 2 and maybe put that V car back on the podium after the downfall. But currently, Crazy Rare 2 is 2 tenths back from claiming the podium off of Kaname, who looks like is dropping from DJ Death Dragon, who's on the mediums. Let's change this to tyre so you can see deficit as yellow flags. It is FNR Quires who's found himself going to a spin through the Novell, as there's yeah, a bit more pain for him, as Hazara is now within a second of lapping him. blue flags being waved. Lex new fastest lap as well for good measure, which arguably makes his bid a lot more interesting, as this man is chasing this Ferrari. As you can see him at the top of the hill as the camera shot fades away. Going through the hairpin, there's Crazy Rare Tudo leaving it, as there's Lex going round it as their fast stuff goes into there below. The gap is closing, but how quick will it be? There's the V-carb again. As Crazy Rare Tudo goes through the chicane, and now a fast stuff, and followed by the man who's just snuck into P5, if this is how the race were to end. But we are still 16 laps to go, and now we actually have something to commentate on, and that's this man's charge to a possible podium, because points are still on playing, no, big points are still on playing card. It's a question, how quickly can he manoeuvre his way through the pecking order though? As currently it looks like Lex is matching Kaname's pace, which kind of downplays what the V-Club's doing. As if Crazy Rare Tudo's dropping, DJ Death Dragon's ever so slightly gaining, but at a lower rate of knots that he's pulling away from Crazy Rare Tudo. And then Lex is catching Crazy Rare Tudo at a similar rate of knots as that. In theory, Kaname is doing identical pace. Maybe Lex a tiny bit quicker. So, the charge is on. Gap is 2 seconds now. He's gaining about a second a lap on her fast stuff, as Crazy Rare Tudo has dropped it in the Williams. Looks like there's no damage though. Probably clipped the rear, and that's how it's done. But now the battle is on. Literally, P4 is in his sight. It's a big red and blue blur for now, but it's anyone's game here. It's going to be a question, who will overtake who to get there. Crazy Rare Tudo knows he will want to rectify for that mistake, but Air Fast Staff will want to defend for his life, because he knows he's now in prime position for it. As Alex is like, I'll take any place possible now, as long as there ain't P6. As there's contact, he's hit the Williams in the back. However, that's not altered the outcome too much. Yeah, currently Crazy Rare Tudo's dropping off their fast staff, and then Lex is, yeah, also being dropped. As a result, just dual held up, and that don't look good. Rare Tudo's improving. I would assume Lex is as well. Based off. Actually, no, Lex is probably dropping, because Lex's best lap is miles quicker than what Rare Tudo's done. Is there going to be a move? Yes, there will. Burning for the V-carb. He's going to force Williams to the inside to defend, but Williams executes it perfectly. Still P5 for him, as the Lex is now being held back from pursuing P4 now, as he needs about 7.5 seconds if he wants to get a podium. Laps are ticking away, so are corners, which are overtaking opportunities. As long as Rare Tudo's within DRS of her fast stuff, it's going to be impossible. look at this. Honestly, amazing driving by R10 though. Even though he's messed up, he's managing the car. And he's pushing like mad, as you can tell based off his deltas. As there's contact, Lex hits him. However, I think that was sympathy driven, because after it, he's backed off and dropped even further back from the Williams. But yeah. There's R10. There's Lex going past the harbour now, through swimming pool. Who's going to be jumping in that later? Probably Rich Raw, as the win is basically handed to him now. Only thing which can stop him is a safety car, or his own demise. But yeah, Lex now within a second of R10, who's also creeping inside a second of a faster. By the looks of it, Lex is also in a really good opportunity to have another lunge at the man whose driver number is 69 for some reason. But yeah, he's also mightily close to being rammed in the arse again, as Konami has retired from session. VSC, that's bound to be a safety car. If you saw that position of the Aston, that's not a VSC. He's literally offline ever so slightly, but it's been teleported away. And now, fight for P3 magically becomes a fight for podium. Which, boy oh boy, I'm up for. Now, DJ Death Dragon's pitted, and so is Hefastaf. Now it's R10 versus Lex for that. And that's basically going to give Rich Raw a position where he could go for it, as DJ Death Dragon has defended. Lex only goes bad to burst now. Gets a penalty for speeding under VSC. And now DJ Death Dragon is going to seize his opportunity to try and go for this win. But Rich Raw is also on medium, so who's going to be quicker is the big question. Hefastaf on mediums could possibly chase after R10. Lex will have a drive through. So it's all kicking off with only 8 cars left, and Quays is still about half a sector away from unlapping himself from the man who's P7 and DNF'd, as Lex has a big mess up, as Death Dragon's now just dropped the ball with the Williams. So it looks like there's your podium, unless this man in red could possibly bin one of their hopes up ahead. It's all going to be about Delta. Lex has retired from session, even though anyone who finishes was guaranteed 6 points up there. As Quays has retired, VSC for him. Looks like it was another crash just out of pit exit. And now that's everyone guaranteed a top 5. Would it be worth Rich Raw going into the pits, putting softs on? Because if he can do that, he could be favourite. Because no, it's over now. Big game by Death Dragon on restart though. Probably harvested all that Delta. And now there were 5. Quite simple. Hefasta 3-second penalty for multiple warnings. That's his bid completely gone. Meaning, yeah, it will be Ritual, DJ Death Dragon, and then Crazy Rare 2 though. To be your top 3. Then Hefastaf P4. Hazara should be P5 in the Sauber, which is a decent recovery regarding all the early chaos he had with the McLaren and Mercedes. Wacky Lauda, him sending it in the hairpin and binning it 2 laps in a row. 2 attempts, both failed in the same way possible. Chances of that horrendous. As Ritual goes purple middle sector, DJ Death Dragon's also gaining by a similar amount. What's his middle sector going to be though on the softs? Not purple. That's what. As Ritual races up to the line, it's going to be a battle over fastest lap now. Ritual 1 minute 9.7. DJ Death Dragon now heading up to the line through the final 2 corners, and it will be a 1 minute 10.1. So Ritual, he looks comfortable for fastest. Maybe not as much the Red Bull counterpart, as they're both making big gains. As I don't think either are improving now. Kaname says, I forgot to plug in my Ethernet cable before the race, so I'm guessing I was lagging pretty hard. As Alex goes, Ritual, what the fuck mate, are you stupid? So yeah, what we missed was a collision between the V-Carb and the Mercedes, which forced the Mercedes into the lead. As yeah, it looks like the Mercedes will take win. Unless, let's look at this detail, 6 seconds of penalties. The V-Carb just needs 4, not 6 seconds to do it. Lex says, bro just drove into me. I was gonna say drive, but because that's what he said, but that ain't English. Bro just drove into me. I had this race, so yeah. Looks like Mercedes went for an ambitious move, failed, and gained the place as a result. And yeah, anyone else to drop out? That's the big question. But they're all just driving to finish at this point. No need to push too hard. Ritual's confirmed fastest lap. Unless DJ Death Dragon has something left in his bag, which I highly doubt. Let's look at the middle sector though. I'm assuming he's pushing. But yeah, 8 attempts down. So yeah, it's probably going to be Ritual 2 in. Unless something goes insanely wrong. Apparently Lex broke really late and still got hit. So I'm assuming Ritual broke later. But yeah. Well, my brother's son. But yeah, lap 33. Time's ticking away for something to happen. And we're getting closer to this being over. I'm double checking my mic's on. Yeah, it is. But yeah, boy oh boy, I'm tired. Good as all, go for fastest lap. He's got freshest tyres of all. And fast lap also on a fairly fresh set. But then Azara's got a time penalty for multiple warnings. Currently out of 5 remaining, 2 don't. so credit to them, because everyone else has multiples of 6. But yeah. Crazy Rare 2 though, 19 laps on the hard so far. That's about 15 laps on the mediums as well. Wacky Lauda says that Hazara may not have left the gap, sorry. I think it was more Hazara went for an overambitious move. So I don't think Wacky Lauda's at fault for either of them. I was overambitious. Ridiculous, and one of the times he just went head on. Didn't attempt it on. As Ritro just doing his thing now, biding his time. Same as DJ Death Dragon really. This is true colours in Monaco. Very goddamn difficult to overtake. And when it's done very scruffily. And then in league racing, it's survival of the fittest. Whoever's best trained for this circuit will win. Clearly these 5 were. Even though there may have been some deaths on the way. Of course, Lex, Hazara, Kaname, Quays, Sucharek, Micromash, and about 78 VSEs. But what I can say is Hazara could very much go for fastest lap. So can Falstaff and Crazy Rare 2 though. If Falstaff pits, so should the Williams. They both put softs on and have a massive charge on final lap. That's literally best way for fastest lap to be gained now off of the Mercedes, who done a mighty lap on the mediums. Oh, dropped the motor again. As there's the Williams, there's the Ferrari. And we haven't seen much of this guy. So what we'll do is ride on board with him for a few laps. As the lap now becomes a lap 37. 3 laps to go. 3 laps until Ritro wins at Monaco. One of the circuits almost any league driver wants to win at is Monaco. And it's just due to the difficulty of the circuit. How difficult it is to win and survive it for at least 50% of the race. Especially on a game like this. The cars are so arcadey, they slide everywhere. And therefore it makes it an even bigger challenge, as there's less grip on the rears in particular. But yeah, will Hazara pit? I'd say this is optimal lap to pit. 2 warm-up laps on the softs. No, he doesn't. He powers on. Ritro could possibly pit, but he could be sacrificing the win as a result. So he won't, as strategical. Same as DJ Daft Dragon. Could pit, but then he will come out P3. No, P4 actually. Gain a place due to Falstaff's penalty. So there's no point. But yeah, you can tell Falstaff is now rapidly catching Crazy Rare 2 though. So we have a fight. Even though Falstaff is basically guaranteed P4 because of the penalty, we might as well watch him fight it out over that last spot for a lap or so. DRS now in play. Will Falstaff get close enough? I want to say yes. Will Hazara pit? It's a lap 37. He'd have to do it this lap, but he won't. Meaning Ritual will get past this lap, because if he'd done it this lap, he would have been on 37 while leaders were on. No, he'd be on 38 while leaders were on 39. So yeah, he would have had to do it lap 36. But now, that opportunity's gone. As we look at how close their fast stuff is getting to R2 though, still Varro is going to bring the Merc back onto the top step at Monaco. Last time we saw it, if I'm correct, was 2019. So fast stuff DRS one more time. He ain't finding much time though. It's now he's just going to sit there and finish the race really. He ain't going to try and go for an over ambitious lunge to get P3, because if he does and ends his race as a result, that's 12 points he's lost. As he will take it home. He's drove a stellar race from what we've seen. Of course, what I've read from Champions Chat doesn't show the same thing. But it will be the win for a Ritual. And I'm assuming any multitude of penalty, I'd assume it's a 10-second, he should still win it over this Red Bull of DJ Death Dragon. His closest rival, even though he wasn't really there on track at all race. He will take P2. Now he just needs to hope for 15-second time penalty for Ritual. If so, it's his race. And then it's crazy rare too though. P3, Hair Fast Stuff P4, but shifted 6 seconds further back, even though being right up his arse over the line due to the time penalty. And then Hazara. All I can say is Hazara to him, because he has came P5. Yes, it's the last of finishes, but then half the grid disappeared. Almost as if Thanos came along and snapped half out of reality. He would come home P5. He would take home decent points for Sauber. But yeah, that's the race for you. Ritual 1. Pretty sure he's going to get a post-race pen, so maybe he'll take P2. Your driver of day, Crazy Rare Tudo, came P3 behind DJ Death Dragon in the Red Bull, who says he got wing damage because of Kaname's lag. And then P4, F Staff. And P5 goes to Hazara. But then your list of DNFs, Lex, Quays, both RBs, the only full team on the grid, apart from Mercedes and Williams. Both cars DNF. Only team to have a double DNF. Aston Martin's Kaname P8, Sucharek P9, Wacky Lauda P10, Micromash P11. However, the 2V cars, the Aston McLaren, Wacky Lauda and Micromash, all DNF'd. So their efforts equal nothing, let's say. As Hazara did nick fastest lap in the dying stages, 3 temps over Ritual. So that was my bad. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna get rest now. And I'll see you whenever I'm alive again. But yeah, that's been me. Goodbye.